Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have this LG V10 with me, which is the new flagship Android device by LG. And as you can see, the box, it's very Spartan, and this is also powered by the Snapdragon 808 chipset. And I would say this LG V10 sits over the LG G4, and it's not yet available in India. And I want to thank Faisal Communications for providing this unit. And Faisal Communications quoted me a street price of around 50,000, and this is a loaner unit, so I have it just for a day so that I could do the unboxing. And this is the device itself, and this LG V10 sports the 5.7 inch screen, and it also actually has a secondary screen over here like the Note Edge device. We'll come back to this a bit later. We have some paperwork here, and here looks like we have the accessories, the USB to micro USB cable. This is the power brick, and it is big, as you can see, LG branded, and it does support fast charging because the output, it also outputs at 5 volts, but it also outputs at 9 volts at 1.8 amps. So it's a fast charger. Nice to see that LG included the fast charger. And looks like these are the headsets that we get, and LG has provided premium quality headsets with this one. Looks good, I have to say. And we also have the volume rockers and a button here, and even a microphone. So let me keep this thing to the side. And finally, we have the battery itself, which is also a user replaceable battery, and it's a 3000 milliamp hour battery. So let me keep these things to the side. So here we have the LG V10, and it looks really sleek in my opinion. And as you can see, the back cover can be opened. Let me just open that. And as you can see, it's a dual SIM model, and it also has a micro SD card. And the good thing is that regarding internal storage also, it has 64 gigabytes of internal storage. So it's a premium device. And let's put this back, and still the camera is a 16 megapixel shooter, and it also has optical image stabilization, laser autofocus system. And LG says they have really improved the software even in the video department. And the good thing is that now we have a fingerprint scanner over here, and these are the volume up and down buttons. Let me give you a physical overview. We also have a secondary noise cancellation microphone over here, and we also have an IR blaster, so it can act like a remote. And this is metallic, so gives that premium feel. And on the bottom we have the opening for the speaker, the main microphone, micro USB slot, 3.5mm headphone jack, and on this end again nothing. And the signature thing about this device is that it has that 5.7 inch screen, but it also has a secondary screen. And let me actually power this up. And by the time it boots up and I set it up, let me give you a configuration overview. The LG V10 is powered by the Snapdragon 808 chipset, which is actually a 6-core processor. The powerful dual core is based on the ARM Cortex A57 clocked at 1.8 GHz, and the other quad core are based on the ARM Cortex A53 clocked at 1.44 GHz. It has 4 GB of RAM. Moving to internal storage, it has 64 GB of internal storage with micro SD card support. Regarding the screen, it sports a 5.7 inch Quad HD display. It also has Gorilla Glass protection. It also has a secondary display which has a pixel resolution of 160 by 1040 pixels, and it's independent of the main display. It also has IR blaster, a 16 megapixel rear facing camera with optical image stabilization and laser autofocusing system, and it also actually has dual front facing cameras. And regarding the battery, it's a 3000 milliamp hour battery, and it also supports Qualcomm quick charging. So as you can see, the specs on this LG V10 are almost top notch, I would say. The good thing is that we have the fingerprint scanner, and we also have a micro SD card, and also ample internal storage. And I have set this up, and I've used this device now for a couple of hours. And as you can see, this is the secondary screen, and you have some basic functions with this. I'll show you all that. And we also actually have dual flash over here. As you can see, we have some quick toggles over here. Let me actually unlock the device, and it also has that fingerprint sensor. I've set it up, and if you just place your finger on it, it unlocks the device. And I've installed just 2 apps. Apart from that, nothing else I've installed. I've just set up my Google account, and I've used this device for a couple of hours. But let me give you an idea. We obviously have the auto brightness sensor, and as you can see, it works. Let me just increase it a little bit. And if we go to setting, and it runs the LG's custom UI, and if we go to general, and if we go to about the device, and in common, if we go to software info, as you can see, it's running on the Android version 5.1.1 out of the box. and it's Android Lollipop. And again, as you can see, these are the virtual buttons, and like LG G4, we can actually customize this. Let's just go back and let me actually also give you an idea about the storage. And this is the stock keyboard that we get. And out of the box, we got about 50 gigabytes of space. I've just installed a couple of apps. That's why it's 49.22 gigabytes. But we get 50 gigabytes of space. And the good thing is that we also have micro SD card slot. So storage should not be an issue with this device. Again, if we go back, regarding the screen is also a very good quality screen. It's a Quad HD screen. And again, as you can see, this is the secondary display. You can have your quick apps over here. So it can be used as a launcher. But one thing I have noticed is that as the device is actually fairly long, reaching to this one with a single hand is sort of very difficult in my opinion. And this can be displayed. You have an option to switch this off. LG says that if you have this also on always, it just consumes about 5% more battery life. So I just kept it on, and you get some basic functionality. For example, you can toggle between the Wi-Fi, the sound modes, and you can also switch on the flash using this. So basic options are there, and it shows you the time. And but using it regularly like this with the launcher, I found it to be extremely difficult. If it would have been only on the bottom, it would have been a lot easier in my opinion. So whenever you get a notification or something, it actually this shows it over here first, then it shows here. And we also have dual facing camera. I'll talk about that a bit later. And again, if you just go, it's the typical LG UI that we have seen. And we have the widgets over here. And I did test this phone for a couple of hours, and I have to say it's very smooth in operations, and even in multitasking, it is very, very smooth in my opinion, as you can see. And let me actually now fire up the web browser, and let's just go to the Tech Mimi, and this is the keyboard. But again, it's a two-hand device now that it has that 5.7-inch screen, and it's slightly on the heavier side, I would say. It weighs 192 grams, so it's a two-hand device in my opinion. And again, the screen quality is really good. Let's force it to the desktop. LG makes some very good quality screens, and that's the same with this one also. As you can see, the viewing angles are also nice, and it has 4 gigabytes of RAM now. So yeah, even in multitasking, even the LG G4 was great. So you should not have any issues with this device. The only thing I'm a little bit worried is that it still has a 3000 milliamp hour battery, which would be interesting to see how it pans out, because the LG G4's battery was sort of very average in my opinion. Now let me actually show you some of the settings for that other panel that we have. If we go to the display, you see the second screen option, and if you go over here, as you can see, you can switch that on or off if you want. So you have the functionality to switch it on or off, and you can also switch it off when the main screen is off. So it won't light up when the main screen is off. For example, now we can switch it off if we want. So this is the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner works very well, I have to say. And the second screen can be used as a quick launcher, and also when you get notifications and stuff, they come over here. So it's very much similar to the Note Edge functionality, but the Note Edge had that curved screen over here, so it was a lot easier. But here, as you can see, we have to really stretch your hands to access this. So I'm not very sure how practical this would be in day-to-day usage. Now let's move to the camera. Camera has been really improved, and LG G4 also had one of the best Android cameras out there, but LG has improved this camera further. And actually, let's go to the selfie mode. Here LG has made some changes. For example, as you can see, we actually have two selfie cameras that are 5 megapixel. And if you go over here, by default, as you can see, we are in this mode, but we also have a wide mode, and if you click that, as you can see, you have wider vision. And I have taken these two snapshots so that you can get an idea between the regular mode and the widescreen mode. So it works actually very well in my opinion. Now if we go to the other modes, as you can see, we have the manual mode. Obviously that is still there, but we also have the full manual mode now in the video. That is one thing that I was really excited about. For example, as you can see, I'm in the video manual mode, and now I have this audio level meter left and right over here. I can even adjust the ISO. Let's actually lower it down. As you can see, I can go all the way down up to 50. I can adjust the exposure, obviously. I can even adjust the shutter speed. So you have actually a lot of control now, even in this video mode. And we also have the steady mode over here in the video, and if you enable that, LG says that you get really smooth videos, and in fact you can also change the bitrate and stuff. So now LG is providing us a lot of options even in the video mode for the camera, and obviously we have the manual mode for the photos. That was also there on the LG G4, and that we have here. But I'm really stoked about this manual mode in this video mode. For example, even you can adjust the focusing in the video mode, which is actually I have not seen that on any smartphone. So it does offer us a lot of functionality, and I've taken some pictures with this LG V10 to give you an idea about the camera. And I have to say the camera on this LG V10 is excellent. Even in the video department, I took some videos. The video was very stable. I won't be doing a full in-depth review for this device because this is a loaner device and I have to give it back to Faisal Communications within a day. But I'll try to do a camera review and compare it with other cameras like the Note 5 and the iPhone 6s. So guys, that's it for now for this unboxing and hands-on overview with this LG V10. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.